Hey everyone, I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on with the geckos. I updated the website to have all the leopard geckos that are available, and crested geckos. For the crested geckos, we have a pile of males, but for the leopard geckos, we have just a nice variety, mostly females. And I wanted to tell you that like all the geckos that I sell have been produced by me and raised by Charlie. So I don't actually have the geckos here. They're over at Charlie's place, but they're all labeled nicely. So in brackets, you can see what they're labeled as. And if you're interested in purchasing one, you can just come pick it up. You're welcome to also come and check them out. I actually would prefer that because when you see them in person, they're really a lot prettier than the pictures. The pictures that I posted are straight off my phone. They're not edited at all. So when you see these guys in person, they are really something else. I've been working on them for a few years to make geckos that are large. So I started off by buying some giant leopard geckos to try and make the super giants. I haven't labeled any of them as giant or super giant just because I'm not totally sure if like the whole genetic thing with that, but I made a whole video about the giant super giant thing and I'll link it at the end of this video. But I just wanted to show you like my main focus with the leopard geckos is making these big, gentle geckos that are just sweet. So I don't really care so much about making them as breeder animals. So I don't know all the hets that are in them, but I've been careful to select beautiful big animals. I've raised them for about a year to keep the biggest ones for myself. So when you get a leopard gecko off of me, you're getting something that has been raised nicely, it's eating well, it's nice and healthy. They are calm, they're handleable, and that's my main focus, just to have really, really great pets for people. So I also charged for them according to what I think they're worth. I don't really care if you find them somewhere for 50 bucks or something. These geckos are beautiful and they've spent years to make. So that's just my little philosophy or take on the leopard geckos. And I really don't know as much about the morphs as some other breeders might. What I do know is I spent like over $300 on each of my adult breeders and worked over the years to make bigger and bigger geckos. So when you buy any of these babies, the parents cost more than what I'm charging for most of them. So that, yeah. And once again, like I would really prefer if you were to come over, spend some time, and kind of choose the right one for you, because it's every single one is different, every single one is individual, and I like the idea of people finding the right pet for them. But these make wonderful pets. You just got to make sure that you give them the right environments. And here in Canada, where it gets cold in the winter and that there's lots of varying temperatures and stuff, it's important that you make sure you do your research, that you make sure you get a nice home for them, and that you're able to have their ambient temperatures correctly. Because another thing that lots of people don't seem to talk about when they're selling animals is that I have a reptile room that is heated, and when I raise animals inside the heated reptile room, they do very well. If I was to take a tank and put it in my living room and try to take care of them like that, often they will not do well because the ambient temperatures in the room change too much. And if you're using a glass tank with an open lid, you have no control over the ambient temperatures. So you want to make sure that you do your research on these guys, that you're able to give them the correct ambient temperature and a nice, beautiful home for them to live in where they can enjoy their lives as your wonderful pets. Instead of just thinking you can take them, stick them in a little tank, not worry about what they need, then you're not going to get a good experience. They're not going to have a good experience, and it's just overall crappy. Okay? Feel free to contact me. If you're in Toronto and it's not out of the way too much, I'm willing to deliver to you for about like 20 bucks or something. And all the prices include tax, just because I do pay taxes on everything. So that's also included in the price. Okay, thanks. And here's the video about the giants and super giants. Have a good one. Make sure you subscribe. Subscribers get to see all the things that I produce before anyone else. And then if you ever see something hatching or whatever and you're like, I want that, shoot me a message, okay? Have a good one.